2 months ago, I started a project to renovate this tired old lawn. Now the lawn is green and healthy, it's striping up well and it's full and thick in colour. In this video I'm going to be taking you through some of the final details of our lawn project. On the project lawn, we've not touched the edges at all since I did any of the renovation work. In this episode I'm going to be focusing on getting razor sharp edges just to give those final details to the lawn and make it stand out. I'm going to be looking at edges up against soft surfaces and hard surfaces and really cleaning up the overall area for a professional quality look. If you enjoy great quality lawn care content, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. You can see here the edges are a little bit overgrown and they've started creeping into the beds. That's working along the shrubs and right along the back edge. I'm going to be covering a full shaping of the edge right from scratch. You can see these edges are really overgrown, and typically if you keep on top of them during the season you can keep them in check. Here's what the edges will look like at the end of the video, so stay tuned to see how I got there. Before I get into the edging processes that I'm going to take, I thought it would be quite a good time to try out my first cut using this Bosch manual cylinder mower that I picked up. The grass is really a little bit too long to be using the cylinder mower at this point, but I'm going to give it a try just to check it out. It's my first cut with this mower. I don't know how it's going to perform, but I'm testing it in less than ideal conditions. I'm going to actually do a full product review on this mower, so I'll link that in the card above when it comes out, and I'll test it in some more favourable conditions. But here's how it gets on in the full long grass. After running the first edging pass, I can see the mower's actually holding up quite well even in this long grass, but it needs a little adjustment along the knife blade because it's leaving some tall tufts sticking through. This can be a combination both of the grass being too long in the first place, plus also the bed not being properly adjusted. I know there's a full procedure on how to do this using paper and things like that, but I'm just giving it a rough and ready test today. You can adjust the knife bed by turning these little screws along the top of the mower, and this just changes the height, drops the cylinder closer to the knife bed where it can cut a little bit more like scissors. I'll run the mower again and let's see if I get some better results. All the edging work is just coming up in a second, but as you can see, this little cylinder has done quite a good job of striping up the lawn. The first step I'm going to look at is trimming back some of the overgrown growth. You can go straight in with the edging tool here if you're feeling confident, but I always like to do a first pass with the shears just so I can see what I'm working with, and helps me get a neater finish, I believe, overall. If you manage to keep on top of the edges during the season, you probably won't have to take these steps, but this is to set back a really overgrown edge. And now you can see once the first bit of trimming's done, you can just tidy that up and it really lets you see what you're working with. The edges are already starting to look a lot better just from taking that back, and I'm probably not going to do any major reshaping of these. I find if you angle the shears slightly towards you, you get a really good finish. You can see straight away, you could leave it here, but I've noticed actually the shrubs are growing out a little bit, so I'm also going to use the half moon tool just to define that bed a little bit extra, get a really clear finish and take into account some of the growth of the shrubs that I've had. For the half moon tool, you can run it along the edge following your existing edge, or you could use something like a hose pipe or a string to draw some new edges out. Look to follow some contours that flow with your garden, and a trick if you get confident with the edge is you can keep your foot on it whilst you're moving it along through. Having a sharp blade really helps with this, and it can save a lot of time. In the next bit of the video, I'm going to be looking at how to deal with edges on hard surfaces and also tidying up the general area of the lawn. Finally, I'll give you the results at the end, so don't leave the video and stay tuned. You can see here some of the seeds that have spilled out of the bed. This was when I first sowed the lawn, if you remember. We hit some really heavy rain, and I think that washed a lot of the seeds out of the bed and down into this sort of area that we took out to save it from the bricks. To get a really nice neat edge along the hard edge like this, I've actually found a trick using a plasterer's knife or a jointed knife. I've put a link for a 6-inch blade in the description below, and if you get a 6-inch blade, that's probably close to what some of the biggest sizes they do, and you can run that right along the hard edge similar to this, or maybe even brick, and it will give you a nice clean finish along the grass. Especially if you keep that knife sharp, you can get really popping edges. I've put a link in the description below for this particular blend of seed, and you can see here even the seed that's washed out into this gravelled area, which has had minimal soil treatment, no good fertiliser on it, and it's pretty hard conditions. Some of the seed has still managed to germinate even in these conditions, and this is because a special seed within this mix called the tetraploid ryegrass actually is very durable and can root even in poor quality soils. Thanks for watching my video, and here's some videos you might like. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more great quality DIY lawn care content. All the products I've used are featured in the description below if you'd like to check some more stuff out.